Hi, this is me, Trina Kavanagh-Thomas, intuitive mind and body coach, helping you, the female spiritually connected entrepreneur, tune into you. And I do this by reconnecting your physicality with mindset and spirituality, letting you know that it's all you. Your body is not separate, spirit is not separate. Everything is all you. It's all around us. It's all encompassing us. So it's all about you. And I'm here today to talk to you about facing your relationship with food. This video is not for everyone. It's not for you if you feel triggered in any way by eating or food or diets or anything like that. This is not about dieting, by the way, as well. I just want to make that clear. But I wanted to say that because there may be a really fantastic blog so you can get to know yourself a little bit better. It's called My Ultimate Guide to Triggering. From a physiological and a mindset practice. And I will post the link in the comments below. So I'll make sure I make a note of that. Just here. This is what happens when you film things on a whim and you go, okay, I need to make sure that I will put that at the bottom of there. So today we're talking about facing our relationships with food. And I want to share with you a story, actually. I think I've possibly said it in one of my blogs before, but I'm studying at this moment in time. And last year when I was studying, and it took me a long time to realize sometimes these things just come off, these things come together when they are needed. And I noticed and identified that I was eating quite a lot of food. I would have plates of food every time I studied, lots and lots of plates of food. Now, I'm fairly healthy in terms of it was nuts and yogurts and stuff, but it was just a lot. Plates and plates and plates. And crisps and cheese sandwiches and all sorts. And, but I was full. I was still eating, but I'm full. I'm wondering, why am I here still eating? And still eating over all that period of time. And it wasn't until I decided to put the food down that I realized. So I did. I put the food to one side. I just carried on studying. And then all of a sudden, I felt it. This feeling coming up from my stomach, into my chest, rising up, like a feeling. The next minute, I was crying. Bawling, crying. And I was just kind of like, wow, I can't believe this. So sad. I can hear my kids crying now. And, I just was crying so much, crying at the fact of all these words coming out were, I'm going to fail this, I'm a failure, I'm rubbish, da-da-da. I'm all these things. The things that we tell ourselves, the things that we are conditioned to believe in ourselves. And I was saying them all out loud. I was using food as a way to stop myself from feeling those feelings. Now, as I said, it's not for everyone, right? Facing emotions, facing feelings is not for everyone. But for me, it is. For a lot of my clients who work with me, facing those feelings are. That's why a lot of my clients come to me to be coached, because they're ready to face certain feelings. And there are three things when facing a relationship with food, because it kind of made me realize, oh gosh, okay, I'm using food. And this is why I studied a lot about the psychology of eating, is because I recognized and identified that during my early health coaching days, that we sometimes eat because we're bored, we're stressed, to relax, when we're happy, when we're sad, And when we feel, or even if we feel like levels of fear, we will eat to keep it down. Pushes it down, pushes the emotions down. And there is a response anyway. So we get a response from the stomach, and then that triggers a response in the body, triggers a nervous system response in the body. And then we feel like, okay, I'm really hungry now. But sometimes it's not the case. As I said, from my story, I was full. So in my story, I was full. It was not the case anymore. So removing the food allowed the feeling to come up. And gosh, it did come up. And my daughter walked in and she was like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, fine. I'm just letting up some emotion and getting really upset about it. But once I cried it was fine after that. And I want to go through 3 things when facing our relationship with food. The first thing is being honest with ourselves. I wasn't being honest with myself that I was fearful of failing. I wasn't being honest with myself that I kind of, felt that way about myself. Many of us do. Many of us still have those feelings. I still have those feelings. But it was about being honest. Being honest with myself. That's what I do when I'm feeling a certain way. And to recognize it, and then to put the things in place to either release the emotion when it needs to be released. So that was one, being honest with ourselves. The second one was to feel it out. Second one is to feel it out. To feel out that relationship with food. How does it feel for you? No, when I changed, when I stopped drinking, what I started to identify was a feeling in my side of my gut every time I ate bread. And I never noticed it before because it was numbed. So all of a sudden here I was. So I stopped having anything with gluten in it. That was just a personal choice for me. As I said before, if this is triggering you in any way, please read my blog on triggering. But it's important that actual health does not get mixed up with diets. This is actual health. If you're in pain, why would you not sort it out? So, feeling it out. And the pain went. So I thought, okay, it's gone. So I started eating it again. And then it came back again. So I stopped. And it went again. So I ate it again, as you do. And it came back again. So I stopped again. So feeling out, I couldn't go through that anymore because it was hurting myself. I knew I was hurting myself. And it got to a point where I needed to let go. Same with alcohol. It got to a point where I needed to let go because it's hurting. The third thing is noticing patterns of behavior. Noticing patterns of behavior. So when facing a relationship with food, we're noticing patterns of behavior. What I identified, and you guys may identify from this, is that every time I went to go and study, I would have a pattern of behavior where I wanted to eat every second because it's a distraction away from the thing that I really want to do, but don't want to do. I really want to do it, but I don't want to do it. I really want to do it, but I'm too scared of doing it because I feel I'm going to fail. So there's a behavior of not wanting to do something. Procrastinating is also one of them. Procrastinate by eating as well. Again, fear. I would definitely say if you're going through this right now, definitely go watch my video on journaling. I'm not saying it helps with everything, but what I want to say is also equally is that the women that I work with on personal development journeys already. So if this is like a starting point for you, and you're looking into the relationship of your food, maybe you've got an eating disorder, I would definitely say go see a therapist first and go down the personal development route before accessing coaching with me, because I work with those who have either had therapy, been coached, or have gone down a massive personal development route and know that they are okay to face those things, because some of those things are going to feel have us feel challenged and not restrictive, that's not the word, resistance. We're going to feel some kind of like resistance. And if you're used to feeling resistance, then you know that facing those things it's not easy, obviously, but facing those things can be a lot. You're ready to face them. But sometimes if we've never done anything like this before, as I said, this is not for everyone. If you've not done anything like this before, then start the journey. There's amazing therapists out there and things. So I'm going to let you go now. Have an amazing day. Let me know if any of this has resonated with you in any way. And if you've gone through any of these processes, so remember the 3 processes that I mentioned was being honest with yourself, feeling it out in your body. Remember, we don't want to hurt ourselves, right? So, it's time to let go. If it's hurting us, it's time to let go. And noticing patterns of behavior as well within ourselves as we move forward. Right, I'm going to leave it there for now. Have amazing, wonderful day, and do reach out for a telephone call if you would like to work with me or book in to work with me, and let's see what program I can recommend for you.